The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
All right, everybody, thank you for joining us here on a new episode. Long time missing due to work, boo work. Orlando's back.
Hi, everybody. Long time, I know. It has been a while since we recorded something, right?
It has. So last week we saw 21 superstars get released from the WWE. Mixture of some people's contracts, about to run out with probably no intention of re-signing. Some people just talent that wasn't getting used, no creative plan. So, might as well just let them explore other opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. So it's unfortunate, but that's what happens. I mean, now that they did a merger, they want to just start saving money and see which superstars they want to renew because there are a few that are coming up in 2024. So,
And of course, there's no need to celebrate anybody's, firing or whatever. It's low class. Don't be that person.
exactly, and also right now, I think there is a good, healthy wrestling boom that any of these superstars can continue on living their dream if they want to continue. That's.
Agree. All right. I believe these are going to be in order of, when we found out they were released. The first one to come out, which one we knew, like all of a sudden, like, oh, here it comes. We knew it was coming. First one, Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, it sucked, and also he had a match coming up for No Mercy. He was going to be in a title picture. I knew he was not going to win it. I thought that was going to motivate him because he was in a storyline. So I don't know. So it's just unfortunate that they just now decide to let him go. So
Yeah, it was kind of surprising because, like you said, like, within 2 weeks, he's got a title match for the North American title with Dominic Mysterio. And then, boom, we see he's released. Now, it was about a year and a half ago he did ask for his release.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly surprising.
Yeah, it's not surprising. But, now they granted it, after he's now in a prominent storyline in a way for the North American Championship in NXT. But,
Yeah.
Mhm.
What did you think of his, positive Ali, kind of gimmick going there?
I like it. I don't know. There was a report saying that people in WWE were nervous with that gimmick. I'm like, then why did you approve it? Or unless that Shawn Michaels does things that WWE doesn't know, which I mean,
Yeah.
of course, he's kind of he has that degenerate type of mindset. He likes to do things that are not normal for, I don't know, but it's just so weird to me. I don't know, but hopefully he could bring that in the indie scene. We'll see. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. So where do you think you see Mustafa Ali in the future?
I think he may go to AEW, but personally, I would love it if he just does Impact in New Japan. I think their junior weight division as well as the X division is so fitting for him, and plus how he carried 205 Live, I think he would fit very well with those type of divisions. So
Agree. I can see him, maybe going for a couple matches in AEW. We would have a few good matches with some of the high flyers there.
yeah, exactly. I mean, and anything he could just do a lot of the indie circuit. I mean, GCW would be a good run for him as well. If he wanted to. I mean, if he wants to stay in the limelight, I mean, AEW is the best one, and a lot of the people there would fit his style. So I don't know if he's friends with anybody that's in AEW. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't see him going to New Japan though. That for me, that's for sure. Don't see him going there.
well, maybe Impact that would be a better because of the schedule. He just does 2 to 3 days of tapings, and then he's off for 2 weeks. Plus, he's a family man. He has 3 kids, so I think that would probably be good for him. And probably he saved all of his money from WWE, so he probably can live off of the budget, whatever what Impact has.
So yeah, Impact pretty much, or AEW. I mean, that seems to be the consensus.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, like, and also he could probably do all of them if he wanted to. You never know.
Yeah.
Now he's like a free bird. Now he can like, you know, really do what he wants to do. So we'll see.
I could also see a Matt Cardona type run where he, king of the Indies kind of situation.
Oh yeah, of course.
Next up, we have Aaliyah.
I think she's gonna retire from wrestling. I mean, I hope I'll be wrong because I'm seeing her post on Instagram. She's been doing a lot of like horseback riding. I don't know what that thing is called, like you're doing horseback riding. If there's a name for it, but like she's been.
Equestrian.
I think that's what it is. Yeah. So I don't. Maybe she's doing that. I mean, or I would love for her to go to Impact. I mean, I'll probably be saying Impact a lot here. So it's just like, you know, I mean, like it's like a shorter schedule, and she could still do like the horseback riding when she wants, you know.
I could see her turning into like a fitness and nutrition model,
As
or
well. Okay.
like a fitness and nutrition coach. Not necessarily model, but
Mhm.
we also had Rick Boogs.
I could see him in NWA. Like he has like the old school type of look, and I think uh, Billy Corgan would probably want him in the NWA. I
Yeah.
mean, and also he could fit well in the Indies if he wanted to, like do like a GCW run and MLW, which now they have that new deal with CMLL and New Japan, so
Yeah.
that would be like a good run for him there,
I could definitely see NWA and Indies, a mixture of that. It seems like he's got that chip on his shoulder after his release, which is good. It's going to fuel him into greater things.
Yeah, and he spilled a lot of tea. Let me tell.
Okay.
I mean, look, that would probably motivate him just to be like, oh, like you guys, like you had a star here, so let me prove you guys wrong. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I would see that.
Next up, we have Elias. This one, it's contract running out situation. I think he could have resigned, but Creative he was over with the fans, but Creative just couldn't give him the right role.
Yeah, I don't know, like because like I saw a post that he reconnected, like what was it? He got baptized in Jerusalem, or was it?
I think
Like they
so.
were, or somewhere around there. But I don't know. Maybe he probably will retire from wrestling. I don't know if he doesn't resign with WWE. I I mean, hopefully, maybe he'll just do indies. Maybe just do appearances, things like that. Like
See, I think he would be a good fit for Impact. I think he would shine really well there. I would love to see him and Moose in a
you
match or
know,
two.
yeah. And maybe NWA as well. Like maybe he goes with Rick Booz and they do a tag team. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Now, one thing I love to see, when he was let go, he did confirm that he did play the part of Ezekiel.
Of course, you gotta love that. You gotta love
Took me
that.
by surprise, but I was glad to see the confirmation.
Right. I mean, a shocker, right?
I mean, I would love to see Kevin Owens' response to that. Like, I knew it. I knew it.
No. He'd be like, "I told you guys, but you don't." I told you guys. Anyways,
Riddick Moss was the next one.
I see him in Impact with if you want to discuss the next person, which is
Yep.
his wife, soon to be wife, excuse me, Emma, aka Tennille. I would love it if they both go to Impact and they be the power couple.
Mhm.
I Riddick Moss could be like the Steve Macklin. Like how Steve Macklin had the stank of like Jobber from NXT. He
Mhm.
really changed himself
Oh, yeah.
around when he was in Impact. So I could see Riddick Moss doing Impact. Maybe an NWA appearance, maybe MLW as well. So
I could see Riddick Moss also in New Japan, fitting that because he's got the look, he's got the build. He could, be that terrorizing American that comes over to Japan.
or like the what's it called, the New Japan Strong. Like he could do that.
Yes.
So
But yeah, so we already hit Emma, returning back as Tennille Dashwood.
But also, I would say for Tennille, like that's her real name, Tennille Dashwood. I could also see her in an AEW. She had appeared in AEW before, and she's friends with Soraya and Madison Rain. That they're both there. So,
That's true.
and plus, like like they could you know, they'll do it again, like how they did in NXT. They could revamp the women's division in AEW. So,
Agree.
mhm.
Here's one I feel will probably retire from wrestling. Top Dollar.
I don't know. Maybe he'll do music, or maybe he'll just. I could see him fit in Impact. I mean, like, you know, like maybe like be like a bodyguard to somebody, like
Yeah.
and if he wants to continue on with wrestling, so if he.
He's definitely a great mouthpiece. He's great for presentation because he had the show he did with WWE and A&E, the Hidden
Yeah,
Treasure show.
you know,
So he's
mhm.
definitely can speak. I can
I
see
would
him doing indie appearances too here and there.
I would love it if Swerve just did Top Dollar, like just like so they could just squash the beef. I no,
Mhm.
I think they never I think they said that they never had any problems with each other. So I would love it if Swerve just bring them in, you know, and
Yeah,
like they'll be like a tag team in AEW, so.
be part of the Mogul Embassy situation.
Pretty much, yeah. And like, like of course, he does music as well. So,
Yeah.
so yeah. So
Next up on the list, this one was kind of a shocker. Shelton Benjamin.
yeah. Well, I mean, they weren't really using him. I mean, they kind of used him for main event and stuff, but like,
Yeah.
they really weren't using him. So I could see him maybe he'll come back as a producer or a trainer. I mean, unless if he wants to continue on wrestling, I think he'll just do like indie dates.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, maybe he'll be a producer for AEW. Like he's a veteran and he's worked in Ring of Honor, so he
That
probably
was
knows some of. But I'm sorry.
that was my thought. I'm thinking Tony should bring him in as a producer.
You know, I think there's
Producer.
like some grappler wrestlers there, so I think he could probably help them out. So
Yeah.
like Layla Hirsch, I mean, she'll probably learn really well with
Oh yeah.
Shelton Benjamin. You know. Mhm.
Next up on the hit list was Dolph Ziggler. Did this one surprise you at all?
Not really because he wasn't on for months, and I was just like, he's doing his comedy bit, so. My route is either just have a one-off appearance in AEW, or he'll just retire and just do his comedy bit. You know, like he's been in the business for 20 years, so I think maybe he's just gonna retire and just like doing his comedy bit. I mean, I don't know how he is with his finances, but so
I definitely see him going on tour, doing comedy, but I also see him doing a run with his brother in AEW
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
because Ryan Nemeth did put a teaser photo out with him, with the tag titles. So
yeah. You never know. I mean, like some people, like you never know. Maybe he's probably happy that he was released. I mean,
yeah.
so we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause I know a few years ago he wanted to do his comedy tour full time, and someone talked him into re-signing with WWE. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
uh, Dabo Kato.
I think I don't see him continuing on. I mean, I hopefully will be wrong. I mean, um, I don't know where he would fit. Honestly, for me, maybe New Japan. I don't know, or New Japan Strong. I don't see where he would fit.
I think he trains a little more. Maybe does some indie appearances, or maybe he makes the jump to MMA.
Yeah, that's true. Bellator, that would be a good. I mean, I don't know if like UFC would. I mean, unless if he's really good. So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dana Brooke is the next one up.
I was so mad about this one. I was like, they were using her in NXT. She was finding her groove. I was so mad. I
Yeah.
would love it if she just goes on a run on all independent wrestling. Go to Impact, go to MLW, go to NWA. Face all the women around there.
Like a Steph
And she,
Delander kind of run.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's just like she was there for like what 10 years, I think it was, and
Yeah.
She had great matches in NXT. Like, even though the fans shit on her, I mean, sorry, excuse my language,
Yeah.
but you know, and I thought like she was gonna like turn heel and it was gonna rejuvenate her and give her a new character that she was gonna when she was gonna go back to the main roster. So
Yeah. I think if the Outsiders were still a big faction in AEW, I think you could have seen her make the jump to there and be like a surprise entrant for the Outsiders
yeah, yeah, I think so.
or
Well,
Outcast.
well
Excuse me,
yeah,
Outcast.
Yeah, Outcast. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, like if she wants to do a one-off appearance in AEW as well, I mean, that would be a good little run for her there.
Hmm.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm just hoping she continues. For me, I would hope if she continues. If she's not, then she's still like gonna get married with her boxer boyfriend, husband, soon to be husband.
Hmm.
So maybe she'll just retire, maybe do fitness. I mean, she's a very like fitness savvy woman. So
Yeah, she is definitely one fit woman.
I mean, she could do the Tori Wilson type of thing where she does like a lot of workouts. Like that's
Yeah.
what Tori Wilson is doing now.
What about Mansoor? Do you see him continuing on?
Mansoor and Marseille, I think both of them as a tag team in the Indies would be a good one. I think both of them I could see them in GCW. I could see them in NWA. MLW. Maybe a little appearance in Impact. I mean,
Hmm.
they have good character work. So I think probably Impact Wrestler will probably be a good fit for them. And plus they're like family men because of course Mansoor has a kid and Masay has 3 kids, so they could probably work well with that schedule. So.
You know, it would have been really interesting as a one-off. Have the Maximum Male Models in a tag team match against Fandango and Tyler Breeze as the Fashion Police.
Oh yes, yes. I mean, Tyler Breeze is in the Indies, so I mean, and I think Dirty Dango is doing indie appearances as well. So
Mhm.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I like that. I would like that.
I found it interesting. I believe it was true. I believe it was reported as a fact that Mansoor couldn't lose a match because of the deal with Saudi Arabia. I think that's kind of what hindered him as well.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. So I mean, because like I think, is it only NXT that's being shown over there, or is it?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said, was NXT is only showing over there, or is it just all WWE programming in Saudi Arabia?
I think it was all, but I think they just censored out the women's matches.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that would make sense, because like, and he's the only one that really went further than the other ones from all the ones that they signed from Saudi Arabia. So
Yeah.
mhm.
What about Quincy Elliott?
I could see him doing like a lot of like Effie's big gay brunch events. Of course, like, he's an LGBTQ wrestler, so
Mhm.
so I could see him like doing that. I mean, like he had like a bad rap, hopefully he can rejuvenate his career, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think he'll be welcomed with open arms back on the Indies.
Yeah, and especially there's a lot of like queer wrestling, around, so he could probably fit really well with there. So, and probably if he like sticks around with Effie, he'll probably do well, in the Indies and stuff in GCW.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Shanky, how do you feel about Shanky's chances?
I think he'll probably just go back to India. I mean, I don't know how his visa thing is, and I think because I think what is it? The Great Khali has a wrestling school over there.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe like like he could just go back to his home country. I mean, look, he left. He did like a live event in India where he faced the Intercontinental Champion, Walter, aka Gunther. So he has some momentum. So if he just goes back home and then just like still continues on doing the indie scenes there, you know.
Yeah.
Plus, like they also do have a European indie scene. So I mean, I wouldn't like if he goes back home, he could probably travel to the indies, like to Europe and stuff.
Yeah. And when WWE gets their new European brand up, you never know. He could end up making appearances over there.
Exactly.
Now, the next bunch, I believe these are all going. Oh, wait, no, we do have one big main roster star left, Matt Riddle.
Yeah. I I think he said, I don't know if it was true in an interview, that if he does get let go from WWE, he'll just start doing porn.
Ugh,
But listen, I
probably.
probably, I don't know. That's allegedly, that's what I think he said in an interview. But They also found in another interview that he wanted to go to Japan, so maybe like New Japan Strong. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna be with his like him smoking weed. I think the country is very strict when it comes to that. So
Yeah, I
you
think he's
know,
got to get cleaned first before anything.
yeah. I mean, also he could just do his MMA again. I mean, like he won't join UFC, but there's
No,
Bellator and other companies, I believe, for MMA.
right.
Or
Well, I
maybe
mean,
like, or maybe he'll just return back. Maybe they just want him to just go away, give like a year off for him because like he had a big scandal the with the airport with
yep.
the security guard there. So maybe they just want him to be away for a year or clean himself up, and once he's all cleaned up and everything, he can come back maybe. So
But I do feel he could do pretty well for himself in Impact as well.
yeah, I'd be okay with that. I
Mhm.
could like him with Speedball Mike Bailey. Ooh, that would be
Or Josh Alexander.
yeah, that's true. Oh, by the way, like Speedball Mike Bailey is about to have a match of the year candidate with Will Ospreay in for Bound for Glory. Oh, so
Mm,
excited for that. Sorry.
that's gonna be a great match. That
Yeah.
match is gonna steal the show. I don't care what else is on the card. That match will steal the show.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
All
Hmm.
right. So I believe all the rest of the left or NXT people I'm not overly familiar with because I haven't been watching NXT much the past couple of months. Lisa Leon.
Oh, she's was in that tag team with what was the other one? Sophia something. They had they had that big four-way the 8-person tag match at what was it? Stand and Deliver, I think it was. you know and i
Yeah,
think i i think for her, I think her frustration was, is just like, I think she wants to continue. So I could see her like, she's Mexican, so AAA, CMLL, now that they have the deal with MLW and New Japan, she could
yeah,
tear
they've
it
been
up.
looking for more people.
Exactly. So she has like, if she wants to continue, I think she does. I think she just got frustrated that they weren't using her and her tag team partner. So
Hmm.
yeah.
We got Kevin Ventura Cortez.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I don't think been on TV. I mean, if he wants to continue, just go the indie route, you know. Hmm.
We got Eichmann Jiro.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him have a match or something. Yeah, like the rest of them, I think a lot of them didn't have any matches. Maybe
I've
just
seen
like
I've seen him in tag matches um, on NXT. I just can't remember who his partner was. Let me see if I can pull something
yeah,
up.
yeah. I mean, like I think that person, I read somewhere that he wants to continue on wrestling. So I mean, he got the bug because I think he's like the NF what is it, NFT, like
Yep.
recruit. So some of them, they probably want to continue on with wrestling.
He he was teaming with, is that Akira Tozawa? I think it was.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Maybe I'm just getting confused who he was teaming with.
Right.
Hang on.
Yeah. But yeah, like hopefully, like if he wants to continue the indie scene, maybe MLW is always good when it comes to people that are not really well known. So I mean, so we'll see about that. So
Okay, yeah, it was Masakatsu Funaki was who he was teaming with.
no, no, I don't know that.
Or
But
Kushida and Eichmann were together for a while.
right. So I'm thinking like a lot of these people, like there is another programming called NXT Level Up,
Yep.
where some of the newer ones, they start wrestling there. So if they're good enough, then they go to NXT Prime. So is this like, so I don't know.
Yeah, because the last two I don't recognize. Brooklyn Barlow.
Yeah, she's had a few matches on NXT
Yeah.
Level Up. I think she had an injury, and then I think she just came back from an injury.
And
So
then Bryson Montana was the last one.
yeah, I think he probably had a match or two on, so like hopefully, like some of these people, like if they do like they enjoy their stint in NXT, in the PC and they want to continue, like the indie scene is the best route, you know?
Yeah.
You know, just get like some connections with GCW, MLW, you know, so they always need some new talent there. So,
But needs to say, once these, no compete clauses are up, it's going to be very interesting.
yep, 2024.
Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, the NXT no compete clauses were only 30 days, so we'll see some of those people a
Right.
little bit sooner.
Well, like Dana Brooke, Mustafa Ali, and they have the main roster
Yeah.
contract, so it's 90 days for them. So, everybody else that I think, like Yunala, I think that's her name, Yulana.
Yep.
She has like the 30-day non-compete clause, I believe, because she was under NXT. So, so we'll see where she goes. Hopefully, she continues on. A lot of them will probably continue on wrestling, and there is a report saying that they could come back. So maybe they just had to let them go and revamp the new contracts and stuff because they want to like sign some of the people that they know they want to keep for WWE, and then they'll just like redo some of the contracts for when they come back. So
Yep. We shall see. Well, don't forget to tune in this Saturday is NXT No Mercy. Should be a good one.
yes, I'm excited for the women's match, Becky versus Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton has been so good.
And an Extreme Rules match, correct?
Yeah. So if you guys want like watch the lights out that she had with Wendy Chu, that was a really good match. So I'm thinking that they're gonna have a banger, and they have good chemistry. I'm surprised that they had such good chemistry for their first time facing each other. So and they've been working each other in the live events. So they've been clicking with each other. So
which is good. Good to see.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody.